Wednesday, UnWoke Nation. I'd like to welcome you to episode 119 of the UnWoke Show, where the free speech is welcome, all subjects are on the table, and your boys Rich and Tim bring you the latest and greatest in your entertainment, baby. I'm your host, Rich. I'm my host here. How you doing, Timmy?
Great, Rich, man. It's Wednesday. That means we get to speak to the
Hump
nation.
day!
Yeah, we're almost to the end of the week. We get to speak to the nation. Glad everybody is tuning in, guys.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Yeah, exactly, man. If your friends are asking, hey, where can we find the UnWoke Show? That's real simple. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Podchaser, Boomplay, Good Pods. Guys, we're on all the major podcasting platforms. Tune in, check us out. We got plenty of great content for you to download and listen to if you're feeling generous. Please leave us a like or subscribe. Tell your friends about us. You can also reach us directly at feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Again, that is feedback@unwoketheshow.com. And tonight, guys, I can't believe we're doing this. We're going to talk about RussiaGate.
Again?
Again.
Ah, darn it.
So did Obama's intel team fabricate RussiaGate? New docs, old scandals, and the silence of Comey and Brennan. All right. Yes. So as everybody knows, I believe it was 2016.
Yeah.
Was it a British dossier, I believe, had allegedly been produced that indicated Donald Trump was colluding with Russia to steal the 2016 presidential election.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah. I believe, was it 2 individuals were arrested? If my history is remembering, former Russian individuals. There was this dossier, Trump caught a lot of flack from it. Obviously he was saying that it's fake news. Ultimately, it was later debunked as everything that it's not true. The dossier, everything that was in it was all a bunch of crap, right? Fast forward now, Trump is president again, and not willing to let something go is good old Donald Trump. Apparently, Obama admin's treasonous conspiracy in Trump-Russia probe has been referred to the DOJ by Tulsi Gabbard.
Right.
This soap opera sounds awfully familiar. So, allegedly, the Department of Justice has taken possession of a criminal referral by Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, outlining what she called a treasonous conspiracy by the Obama administration to subvert President Trump's 2016 victory. Allegedly. Gabbard made public more than 100 pages of record showing efforts by Obama national security officials to bury benign intelligence in the final weeks of the 44th president's administration and whip up an alternative assessment of the boldest yet Russian influence campaign on the American electorate. Their goal was to usurp President Trump and subvert the will of the American people, according to Gabbard.
So, I mean, I know this is like pretty much the hottest story that's going on in the last 48 hours.
Well, besides the latest news on Trump and Epstein.
Right, that is true.
We're not talking about that right now.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, obviously this is the hottest story that's been going on.
Yep.
And it's, I understand the word so that if for what I do know about Donald Trump, he's actually made it quite clear. I've actually heard him speak in person, very much if he has enemies where has those tendencies to, make sure they remember, especially if you try to screw him over. But anyway, I go with the whole thing. It's like, not that I'm believing it, not that I'm not. It's just that I just want evidence, man. That's really what I want. I mean, it's like, I understand we've seen all these allegations about, stuff going on. And it's like, it just makes it really, really tough to kind of see where it is. And then Tim and I had talked about it before, the show. And it kind of seems like it's kind of a bad timing thing. And here's the reason why. The reason why I think it's such a bad timing thing is because, as you had just previously mentioned, although the show is not about this right now, it's about the whole Epstein debacle.
Right.
And the fact that, they went ahead and they ran on the situation of, hey, we're going to make sure we get to the bottom of the Epstein thing. And then we have Attorney General or Pat Bondi saying like, hey, I got the papers right in front of me, da-da-da. And nothing happened, at least as of right now, according to up to the update of this episode. But it's just a problem where it's just kind of like, you have that hasn't been solved, and now all of a sudden we're dealing with this new conspiracy going on about possibly, Barack Obama having something to do with this whole Russia collusion and all this other stuff. The timing just is not very, very good right now because, unfortunately, we're looking at a situation where this administration does not have very much to stand on because of the previous situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So, would love for the nation to bear with me here for just a second, because I'm going to read the points that are outlined in the documentation that Tulsi Gabbard sent over.
Okay.
Point 1. In the months leading up to the November 2016 election, the intelligence community consistently assessed that Russia is probably not trying to influence the election by using cyber means. Okay, that's point 1.
Okay.
On December 7th, 2016, after the election, talking points were prepared for DNI James Clapper, stating foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome.
Okay.
On December 9th, so 2 days later, 2016, President Obama's White House gathered top National Security Council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, and others to discuss Russia.
Interesting.
Okay.
Now, Tim, is this after the election this was put together or before?
This is before.
Okay, got it.
After the meeting, DNI Clapper's executive assistant sent an email to the intelligence community leaders, tasking them with creating a new intelligence community assessment per the president's request that details the tools Moscow used and actions it took to influence the 2016 election. It went on to say that ODNI will lead this effort with participation from the CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS.
So are we basically stating that there was a switcheroo in all this? That all of a sudden, no, there was nothing to do with Russia. Then all of a sudden they came up with, they think there is something to do with Russia?
So Obama officials leaked false statements to media outlets, including the Washington Post, claiming Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere, if not actively influence, the outcome of an election.
Okay, so it sounds like that's pretty much what the suit or whatever it is, the main thing. Okay.
On January 6, 2017, a new intelligence community assessment was released that directly contradicted the previous intelligence community assessments that were made throughout the previous 6 months.
Right.
Okay. So after months of investigation into this matter, the facts revealed this new assessment was based on information that was known by those involved to be manufactured, i.e. the Steele dossier, or deemed as not credible. This was politicized intelligence that was used as the basis for countless smears seeking to delegitimize President Trump's victory. The years-long Mueller investigation, 2 congressional impeachments, high-level officials being investigated, arrested, and thrown in jail, heightened U.S.-Russia tensions, and more. So Bob Mueller, while his findings initially said, hey, as it pertains specifically to Russian interference, we didn't find anything.
Right.
But Mueller did go on to say that if you dig hard enough, that there are other potential acts, you know, when they were investigating Trump and everything, that you could probably draw some conclusions from all the evidence and everything that we gathered that something happened or there are things there.
But there's nothing that completely shows.
But remember, Mueller's narrowed it specifically to just the collusion piece. But he did leave it open, and that was a big talking point amongst, you know, multiple media outlets at that time, that there might be more there, but this group was not tasked to go beyond that scope.
Got it.
Okay. So, you know, but again, he did leave that door open to future endeavors, essentially.
Right. Okay.
So, according to Gabbard, the issue I'm raising is not a partisan issue. It is one that concerns every American. The information we are releasing today clearly shows there was a treasonous conspiracy in 2016 committed by officials at the highest level of our government. Their goal was to subvert the will of the American people and enact what was essentially a years-long coup with the objective of trying to usurp the president from fulfilling the mandate bestowed upon him by the American people. Their egregious abuse of power and blatant rejection of our Constitution threatens the very foundation and integrity of our democratic republic. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. There's more to it. We've got links in it in the show notes for you to go and check this out. But I am going to talk about treason.
Right.
Okay. According to the dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary specifically, the treason is defined as the crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government.
Okay. Now, I mean, we both agree treason is a really, really
that bar
big.
The burden of proof at that level is significantly high.
Right.
Okay. First and foremost. Rich, we were talking about this off show, right, earlier. It feels as if this is a tit for tat scenario. Okay. So the RussiaGate was the Democrats' tit, if you will.
Right.
It trying to do whatever they could to win the 2016 election.
Right.
Okay.
Being boobs.
Yep. Boobs. Hookers. Yeah. That was before.
You said
yeah, exactly. The tat part now is what Trump is doing, because Trump has said in his when he was campaigning, oh, I'm going to come hard after my enemies. You came after me, I'm coming after you. Essentially, the Democrats said I colluded. We're saying, the Republicans are saying the Democrats committed treason. Mm-hmm. Okay. The January 6th insurrection, that could rise to the level. I mean, does that meet the level of treason? Mobilizing
I can understand what that is.
You know what I mean?
No, I do. That's why it's like I understand where that could be on that level. Again, like I said, I was not very happy to watch the people walk into the White House and do all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of hard to tell, especially like I said, there really isn't any charges truly brought up on them. It's like, there is a thing called due process, and so you had these people sitting there for 3 years, but that's not the point of the show. It's just kind of like, you're kind of like, what really fits what's considered to be treason?
Yeah.
And does this fit what's going on currently?
No, honestly, I would say no. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because you get into defining what does it mean to overthrow?
Right. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So Trump later charged Obama and other members of the former president's administration are a major threat to our country. Okay, this is what he's saying on Truth Social.
Right.
So Obama himself manufactured the Russia hoax. Crooked Hillary, Sleepy Joe, and numerous others participated in this. The crime of the century, irrefutable evidence, a major threat to our country. Okay. Now, it has been widely speculated that the reason Trump is doing this is because, or he's making this an issue, is to draw attention away, as we alluded earlier, from Epstein.
Right.
Okay. And his alleged association with Epstein. I think 2 hours ago or an hour ago, I had checked Fox News and CNN, and apparently Trump's name was mentioned in the Epstein files multiple times, right? Again, we have covered Epstein in last week's episode, so go check that out. Mm-hmm. So obviously Trump is trying to divert attention away from that and get the country focused on something else, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Obama denies Trump's bizarre allegations that he was RussiaGate ringleader in rare statement. Okay? Mm-hmm. Former President Barack Obama denied President Trump's bizarre allegations that he was the RussiaGate ringleader in a rare public statement. Trump earlier on Tuesday claimed that former President Barack Obama was the ringleader of RussiaGate. Okay. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response, Obama spokesperson Patrick Rodenbush said in a statement. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one.
Yeah.
What I love about that sentence, and I'll read it again. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. Mm. He's basically saying that the Trump White House, y'all have lost your fucking minds.
Yeah.
Okay.
In other words, I won't even give it the dignity to be able to answer.
And my response is, these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Okay. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes. He added, these findings were affirmed in a 2020 report by the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee led by then Chairman Marco Rubio.
Yep. Who is on Donald Trump's administration currently as the Secretary of State.
Yep. Rada Bush's statement on behalf of Obama comes after Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently declassified documents revealing overwhelming evidence that claim that after Trump won, Hillary and Obama tried to do everything to lay the groundwork to subvert Trump. Okay. I do agree that this is a manufactured distraction. Okay.
It's just too.
And the reason I say that is Trump has been on his pulpit about, hey, we just passed the big, beautiful bill. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking my accomplishments? Why are the American people so fascinated with Epstein?
Right.
Okay. So, well, I have no proof of this. I wouldn't be surprised if the White House lunatics, the loony bin, said, hey, let's create this distraction. Let's point it someplace else and try to take some of the heat off of, or try to redirect what everybody being the United States is talking about right now.
Yeah. Again, like I said, man, it's just the fact that you have these two things where so that obviously this being intriguing right now, being the news story, but the fact...
Is it really that intriguing though? I actually debated on doing this story.
Okay.
I was going to talk about something completely different. I think something that might be a little more impactful. But what attracted to me to this particular story is the lunacy of it. Okay. Everywhere you turn, it's Epstein, right. In some capacity, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm looking through this, and I had another episode prepped. I was ready to go on something else, and then I looked at this. I was like, okay, do we give this the air time? Because it really doesn't deserve it if you really think about it.
Well, right. Well, I think it is the fact that right now, Tim, it's like just because we don't really have anything fully complete that shows evidence that Barack Obama did actually do something wrong. So it's kind of like, all right, it's worth kind of bringing up, but we're just going to put a shelf on this for right now until we actually see what everything is involved.
Right.
If there's some type of separate investigation outside that has it's not any department looking at it or something like that and seeing where we're going to go. And also, but I was to say on the same time, it's kind of like, we really don't have like a ton or anything like that. So can we just kind of can this until we can really find out some evidence or so? Because,
well, I mean, man, the cat's already out of the bag, right? Any evidence coming forward, honestly, at this point, if it didn't come out in 2016, but it's coming out now, or during Trump's first, right after the Mueller probe and everything, right? Why not a year after that throw it the other way?
Right.
Right? Why is it so important to try and distract the American people right now?
Yeah.
Because I argue if it wasn't important enough back then to then send this to the director of national intelligence back then.
And have them look at it or whatever.
And have them look at it and say, okay, this is complete bullshit, or no, there are some. Why now? And the only conclusion I can come to, again, is to take it off the Epstein focus.
Yeah. And I mean, that's been going around on the news, kind of like, is this like, don't look here, look over here type of
there's
thing. So no, I get
Wizard of Oz, there's pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain,
type of thing, right? So, like I said, I normally don't debate when I'm coming up with show topics, but this one, I started actually on Sunday. I'm like, do I do this? Do I not do this? Is this really worth it? I probably should. No, I'm glad we went ahead and got this out of the way. I really don't see this grabbing any more traction. I mean, if you hop on Twitter or Blue Sky, you and I were looking at Twitter earlier, and they're saying, does Obama belong in jail? Does he? And we're like, is this going to, like, no.
I believe in innocent until proven guilty. So
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like you said earlier before the show, it's like, I mean, to find a judge that's going to be legitimate, like say, okay, I'm the judge where they potentially could have put Barack Obama in jail, it's like, it's kind of like, how will the American people take that?
How about the ballsy attorney? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
To try to bring that to say, yeah, there was treason.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot too. I mean, it's like you'd be doing some hella work.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get that, done correctly. So, I mean, that's how I feel about that.
I don't disagree with you. So, UnWoke Nation, we're going to leave it right there. We'd love to get your feedback on this story. You can reach us at feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Again, that is feedback@unwoketheshow.com.